2025 grade for language arts performance task Jada's bravery. In today's video, we're going to look at a task that is related to the 2025 language arts teachers activity. So let's get right into the task. Overcoming difficult situation. So let's move on to the instruction. The part has 5 questions in part one, and part two we're required to write a letter. And there are 3 sources. One source, which is a story about Jada's bravery. Source two is a chart about cause and effect, and is an informational text about facts and opinion. So I just added another source here just to give information about what is facts and opinion. But in your examination, more than likely you're gonna get 2 sources, which the 2 main sources we have are the chart and the story. But then, as I said, I just added another source just to share with you what facts and opinions are. All right, so let's go to source one. Jada was 7 years old when she developed a strong fear of the dark. Every night she would ask her parents to leave the hallway light on, and sometimes she even cried if the lights were turned off. Her parents were concerned, but it was her older sister who gently encouraged her to be brave. One evening, her sister sat beside her and said, "Being brave doesn't mean you are not afraid. It means that you try even when you are afraid." These words stuck with Jada. She agreed to try sleeping with just a small nightlight. The first night, Jada struggled and didn't sleep well, but on the second night, she fell asleep a little quicker. By the end of the week, she had grown more comfortable. Jada realized that facing her fear helped her to feel stronger inside. Later that month, her younger cousin came to visit and admitted he was scared of the dark too. Jada proudly shared her story and even gave him a nightlight to try. She felt proud to help someone else, and in doing so, her own fears seemed smaller than ever. Alright, so let's move on to source two. We have the chart on cause and effect, causes and effect of facing fear. So the first cause is being afraid of the dark, and the effect is leads to sleepless night, nervousness, and fear of being alone, and then getting support and encouragement from family. This helps the person to feel safe and more confident to try new things, and practicing with items like nightlife builds gradual confidence and reduces fear over time. And for overcoming a fear and helping someone else, this increases empathy, pride, and leadership in facing challenges. So now source three just gives us information about facts and opinions. So in everyday communication, we use both facts and opinions, but it is important to know the difference. The fact is a statement that can be proven true or false. It is based on real information and does not change based on how someone feels. An opinion is, on the other hand, is a person's belief, feeling, or judgment. Opinions are not always supported by evidence and can differ from person to person. So, examples: a fact, fear is a natural emotion experienced by all humans at some point in life. An opinion, it is silly to be afraid of the dark. So, being able to tell the difference between facts and opinions help us to better understand stories, arguments, and informational text. It also helps us form our own opinion based on what is true. All right, so let's look at part one. In source one, what fear did Jada struggle with? So Jada struggled with the fear of the dark. Let me write that here. According to source two, what is one way family members can help a person overcome fear? Encourage a person to hide their fear. No. Encourage the person, ignore the person's emotion. It's also not true. Shut the door. Provide support and encouragement. That is true. Not this one. And tell the person not to be silly. That is also not true. So the correct answer is to provide support and encouragement. Write one piece of evidence from the chart in source 2 that supports your answer in 2A. So from the chart, let's go back to the chart. From the chart, it said practicing getting support and encouragement from family helps persons to feel safer and more confident to try new things. So that is an evidence from the chart. So we can say according to source two, according to source two, getting support and encouragement from family helps a person to feel safer and confident to try new things. All right, let's move on to the next question. Which source or sources support the idea that helping others can make you feel proud? And this was found in both source one and source two. So while I was reading, I didn't realize that I opened up an older document that didn't have the picture with Jada. So I'm just putting it back on the screen here because we're gonna be getting a question. So this it has the same information, it's just the picture with Jada for this one. Alright, so let's move on to number 4. In source 2, which text feature is used in paragraph 2? So let's go back to the source. So in paragraph 2, now we're going to see the picture in paragraph 2, and we can say this was a text feature, which is a picture. Let's move on to number 5. Give one detail from source 1 and one detail from source 2 that shows how Jada became braver over time. So from source 1, one detail from source 1 is that Jada tried sleeping with just a nightlight and gradually grew more comfortable. And then for source 2, We have two information here, so we can say practicing with comfort items like nightlight builds gradual confidence and reduces fear, and also getting support and encouragement from family member helps persons feel safer and more confident to try new things. Some of those are acceptable. I'll just put this first one. So there you have it. We're finished with part one of the language arts 2025 mock performance task. Now I'm going to be showing how we would write our letter. So for part two, we're supposed to write a letter to our classmate who's afraid to try something new. And in our letter, we should explain 3 reasons why it's important to face our fears. And our letter must include evidence from source one and source two. And these are just the general, when we're writing our letter, we should stay on topic, use the details from the sources, and give the details from the sources in our own words, and follow the rules of writing, which are spelling, punctuation, and grammar usage. So let's get into our letter. Alright, so here's what my letter would look like. So I say, dear classmate, classmate's name, so you just put your classmate's in there. Name. Hi, how are you doing? I hope you're doing well. I wanted to tell you about the pencil I prefer to use for drawing and writing. My favorite is the 4B pencil. One reason I like the 4B pencil is that it makes dark and smooth lines, which helps my drawing stand out more. Another reason is that it is soft to shade with, so it's great for art class and sketching. Let me know which pencil you like best. Maybe we can try each other's favorite one day. Your friend, and then you state your name. Now, this is a very pretty simple letter. And while you can include other things, these are just the basic things that you'll talk about. You have your 2 reasons, and then we know that the 4B pencil is for drawing and writing. So therefore, you can use those characteristics to build your reason. And that's it basically. Our shading and drawing. I need to adjust here. Shading and drawing. When I look back at the source, it's actually shading and drawing. Yeah, so that is it. But the center of my letter is surrounded shading and using the pencil to make smooth lines and to shade with it. So there you have it, students. That's the end of the language arts performance task. So the 2 videos that I'm going to share are based on the teacher's activities. Again, a very high disclaimer. These are not necessarily the same tasks you'll get, but could somewhat be very similar to those. So you don't want to miss those. Remember to like the video, share it to your friends, and also to hit the notification bell so that you're informed when a new video is posted. Thanks for watching. Remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell.